What's up? I'm Amy Campion, aka Catfox. I'm repping for BYC, that's Barnyard Cannibals, out of Seattle, Washington, where I was born and raised. Antics Performance is my dance company. We're a multimedia street dance theater company here in Los Angeles. And Capoeira Batuque. I've been dancing various styles on and off throughout my life, but I didn't get serious about it until I was an undergrad in college. And at that point, I started doing a lot of modern dance and Afro-Cuban dance forms, which led into salsa. Hip-hop dance was never something taken seriously until I actually saw Rennie Harris's company, Pure Movement, perform on stage. And they use hip-hop and street dance in this beautiful theatrical way to adapt stories. They did a version of Romeo and Juliet called Rome and Jewels that really inspired me to be a little more serious about hip-hop dance. As a consequence, I started dancing with a hip-hop dance company up there called Cruise Control, and I started breaking, and I also started capoeira all of this was within 6 months of each other back in '99. So I've been breaking for 13 years, I've been practicing capoeira for 13 years, I've been dancing hip-hop, salsa longer than that. They all influence one another, but yet for a really long time, I put a lot of effort into not having them influence one another. I didn't want to pollute my capoeira with hip-hop movements, and I didn't want to be seen as a B-girl that just puts capoeira in my breaking. I wanted to have a solid foundation, a solid vocabulary in each of those practices, and I also wanted to just respect the history, the traditions, the philosophies of each of those practices as they are. But over the years, I think they've really come to cross-influence my dance styles a lot more. So on occasion, I might do a swipe in the capoeira roda. It's not necessarily something that you could really clobber someone with if you're actually trying to kick them, but it can give you some space and get that person to step back, and more to the point, it can be incredibly unpredictable to someone who's playing capoeira. And in capoeira, it's important to be tricky and unpredictable as part of your game. I learned head spins from b-boys, helping me to get the technique for head spins down. But now I'll take that in the capoeira roda and I can do head spins there. Not too many, because I'm really trying not to get a bald spot, and doing head spins without a hat. That was a little crazy. I break, I do capoeira, but I also do ride motorcycles. This is something that I just got into really in the last year. It was just something where I rode on the back with a friend a few times, and then, I don't know, he didn't want to take me anymore, so I just decided how hard can it be, and I got my license, got a bike, started riding, discovered that a number of my friends already from breaking, from surfing and whatnot, were already riding bikes, and started riding with them. Met some friends that were in a club called Hooligan Society, and they were hugely influential on teaching me how to ride, and teaching me how to ride on the street, and how to be as safe as possible, but still have a lot of fun. Being a B-girl and having that approach to movement and to life has translated over into being a rider on the street on the motorcycle. I take my fearlessness from breaking to the motorcycle, and that has helped me become a much better rider a lot quicker, I think, than a lot of people. So my crew is BYC, Barnyard Cannibals, what? Out of Seattle. That's where I was born and raised. That's where I started learning how to break. BYC was just some homies that really embraced me in the early years of my breaking, and just helped teach me a lot of things, helped teach me a lot of fundamentals, but also teach me a really creative approach to movement, and really encourage me to develop my own style, to draw on the dance styles that I already had and incorporate that into breaking. In addition to BYC, I founded my own dance company called Antics Performance. It's a multimedia street dance theater company that I started back in 2006. Multimedia, meaning that we use multiple different forms of art. It's based in dance, but we will take elements from theater. We will sometimes incorporate spoken word, sometimes DJ, sometimes an MC. As well, we'll use video projections, and we might be using some sort of technology, like we used Graffiti Research Labs program laser tag to do graffiti and laser on the stage. Street dance, the street dance part of it is the core of what we do. Street dance meaning that we have crumpers in the company, we have poppers in the company, we have b-boys in the company, and we will incorporate all of those different dance forms in the service of telling a story or presenting ideas or putting out a message. One aspect of the work that we do with Antics Performance is about activism. So yesterday we had an event where we partnered with the Sierra Club to create a polar bear dance uprising on Hollywood Boulevard, where a bunch of dancers showed up and wore polar bear masks, and we danced in order to stop Shell from drilling for oil in the Arctic Ocean. So myself, my family actually, they're all environmentalists, and I've grown up with these values, and it's something that's important to me as well, but not just being an activist on the environmental side, but also on the side of social issues, economic issues, and whatnot, just being an engaged citizen in the world. So sometimes that feeds into the art that we do or the events that we do. With dance, if you don't have the words to say something that you're feeling, something that you want everyone else to know about, it's probably something that you can express through dance, through a particular style of dance. And for me, that extends to creating pictures for the stage. So beyond just what I myself might do as a B-girl or as a capoeista, what I'm able to create as a vision on stage with different bodies moving around, with 10 people, with projected video on the backdrop is something that I feel, or something that's really been on my mind. I think there's many reasons that there are not as many B-girls as B-boys, and I am certainly not going to blame that all on the B-boys. I think women in the world, it's on them as well to figure out what sorts of activities are actually fun and do those regardless of how many women or how many men are doing that particular activity. That said, not all women, breaking doesn't appeal to all women, so fair enough. It's something that I love to do, and I have not really found any conflict between being a woman and doing breaking. Part of what is, I think, a challenge to women in breaking is that the expectations of other B-boys, of B-girls, of yourself personally, can either hold you back or they can help you excel. So I think the B-girls that do it well are the ones who just have a very strong interpersonal drive to learn, to improve themselves, and to train hard and to become excellent at what it is they're doing. And it really helps if you have a crew around you that holds you to that same expectation. The girls that have a harder time are the crew that just has a token B-girl, but they're not pushing her as hard as they might push the guys. Really, it just comes down to how much do you want to train? How young were you when you started? How much do you want to train? And then that really evens out that gap between what men and women are capable of. In 10 years, with the future of the work that I'm doing now, I really hope that Antics Performance will be able to continue and just flourish and be able to be putting out work. Sometimes it's about creating dance films, which has become a huge part of the work that I do as well. And then I just recently found out that I got a fellowship to go produce and direct a dance film in Brazil in this fall, so yay! I'm really excited about that. What we're doing with Antics will absolutely include more dance film projects. It would be so exciting to do longer form. The films I've been working with recently are 3, 4, 5 minutes long, probably at the longest, but it would be awesome to do a full hour-long film, like a feature film, but only with dance, like tell the whole story only through dance, no dialogue whatsoever. So I want to give shout-outs to Antics Performance, shout-outs to BYC Barnyard Cannibals in Seattle, shout-outs to Capoeira Batuque, shout-outs to all my family, my homies that I'm very grateful for, that have helped me get to where I am today as a dancer, as an artist. Huge shout-out to the Visionaries, and a heartfelt thank you to Key Cool, who recently gave us permission to use one of their songs, Crop Circles, in our live performance with Antics. So I'm very excited about that. We had, I just met him out of the blue via email, and we had an exchange that was so cool, and they just gave us props for the work that we're doing with Antics, for keeping it real and just taking b-boying to this whole other level of expression. And it was really exciting for me to have that sort of acknowledgement from some established hip-hop artists in the culture, and I just give the visionaries much respect and much love, and please go support them, buy their albums, buy their music, go see their shows, because they really are representing for hip-hop culture. As far as advice for anyone starting and breaking, be true to yourself. Find that inner voice of what it is that you want to do. Follow your intuition and just train really, really hard every day. Someone once told me the more you sweat in training, the less you'll bleed in battle, and that's absolutely true.